Okay, we're going to get started with the second half of the day. It's going to go fast. How you guys liking it so far? Is it good? All right, good. Well, we are going to, by the way, I was shocked how many people were in the breakout session for the 30 plus. It was packed. As many people was in the 11 to 30 was in the 30 plus. I was shocked. I thought there'd be like 10 people in there, and there was probably 35 people in that room as well. So good job. How did Chris and Joey do, everyone in this group? They do good? How did Rich Hendrickson and Aaron Rawls do in the group next door? They do good? One person, you guys did not do very good. That was my group, okay? You notice I didn't throw my name in there with them. They got one clap. Thank God I did not mention I was associated with that. Just kidding. And then how did, I know what I got to say. And then how did Tom Daves and Kevin Cooper and Frank Crandall do in the far room? Good? All right, good. You guys are a rowdy bunch. You feed them a little food and they're out. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a top producer panel. And I brought up some people that are at varying levels of success. Some of them are old timers like me. Some of them are new to the industry, but they have one thing in common. They're all on fire. So help me welcome to the stage. He was an independent. He joined our company, EXP. Andrew Avalos. Where's Andrew? Come on up. Did I say your name right, or did I mess that up? I got it right. I was freaked out. I was getting it wrong. And you could spread this out a little bit. You guys are like a little too cozy here. And then also bring up to the stage Cindy Silva. Come on up, Cindy. Cindy Silva, where is she? Okay. Nobody mentioned that. We know that. Okay. No, just leave her alone. All right. Next, help me welcome Mr. Alan Savage, all the way from Grass Valley. Come on up, Alan. We're going to put you here in the middle. We're going to mix it up a little. And then our final guest speaker for the panel is a surprise to Rob, our superstar IT genius, Cindy Litzinger. Cindy, come on up. Did you tell him you were going to be up here? Did you? You didn't? Good. We'll put you right over here next to Alan. And then when we'll have Cindy get here when she gets here. So we have Andrew and Alan and Cindy and Cindy. So we're going to get this party started. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask them some questions, and we want you guys to be interactive. We're going to have this be very interactive. We did a top producer panel in Granite Bay. How was it a few weeks ago? Was that thing good? Excellent. Very good. And I wanted all new people for you today to hear different perspectives. So the first question we're going to ask them is, let me get to my notes, is what year did you start up in real estate? Just real quick. And how many homes did you sell that first year? First year you started, and how many homes you sold that first year, if you remember? Oh, yeah, you need a mic. Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry. Here, I'll do that. Go ahead.
First year in real estate, selling real estate was 2009. I sold 25 homes.
Wow. Give him a hand. There you go.
Started in 1989. I sold 43 homes.
Your first year.
First year.
You guys are weird.
I was in Cambria.
That's very unusual.
I was in Cambria, California, and we were in a moratorium for 10 years prior, so it was kind of a fun year.
Okay, all right.
Cindy.
Oh, yeah. So what year did you start real estate? How many homes did you sell your first year?
I started real estate 5 years ago. My first year, I only sold 6.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. And then pass it down that way. All right.
So I started in Montana and sold 10 in my first 6 months. Then I moved here, and I've sold 12 since I started last August.
And you just closed 5 in the last 6 weeks.
Yes.
How would you like to close 5 homes in the last 6 weeks? So you're pretty excited. Okay. Actually, give her the mic back. Back. So this is funny. How many homes did you sell 3 to 5 years later? Pass it over here. All right, she's too new.
my goal
All right,
is to
let's do it. No, tell us your goal. Now we'll go with
So
that.
I was just telling somebody my goal my first year, I wanted to sell 10 homes because we had a big transition. But this year I want to sell 20 homes because I want to travel and go see my parents and my kids. So I just set my goal right there, 20 homes.
20 homes. Congratulations. Give her a hand, you guys. Very good. Alan, how about you? 3 to 5 years after you started real estate, how many homes were you selling?
In my 5th year, I closed 183 transactions. I think that was about 100 actual closings. So they were a lot of doubling.
Holy smokes. Hold on. Keep the mic.
You should hear what he's doing right now.
Okay, well, we're going to get there. Trust me. Hold on. Hold the mic. By the way, he has hired a coach. He's been years and years and years and years into a coach that has really helped him do that. Nobody goes to those numbers alone. Who is your coach in real estate?
My coach was Mike Ferry, and I had, prior to getting I got coaching starting at the end of my 2nd year, and I went from closing, trying to remember, my 2nd year I think I had about 73 transactions, and I went from 73 to 125, and then I went up to 183 transactions.
Wow. Congratulations. Well done.
Well, my numbers are going to sound like they suck now.
Yeah. Well, you did 6 sales your first year.
Yes.
3 to 5 years later.
By the 3rd year, I sold 35 by my 3rd year. And that was working part-time.
Yep. Well done. Good job. And then Mr. Avalos, Andrew. You're 3 to 5 years later. You said your first year, as I recall, you sold, I think, 25 homes.
So between my third,
You got to eat the mic.
between my 3rd and my 5th year, I was between 40 and 60 homes.
Very, very, very impressive. Well done. So the reason I'm asking these questions, you can see they all have a variety of starts. Some really high numbers for our 2 gentlemen. The ladies are a little slower. They're not as capable. Just kidding. I'm kidding, okay? I'm kidding. We all know women are like 1,000 times more capable. Oh, my gosh, give it a break. All right. So the point is this. I want you to get to know them a little bit. So next question is, what is your proudest achievement? Whoever's got the mic. Your proudest achievement real estate. Could have been a listing, could have been a buyer, could have been doing the right thing in a down moment and eating a commission. It could have been the way you responded. It could be an award you won. What is your proudest achievement in your career? Who's got the mic? There you go.
That's a loaded question.
If you're not ready, you can pass it down. I don't know.
There's many different achievements that I'm extremely proud of. One is top of mind is just being able to really, really engage with my clients and make a difference in their life. On a business achievement, I wanted to do something outside of just traditional buying and selling and helping people buy and sell homes. I started investing personally and flipping houses, and this year I've actually constructed 2 homes from the ground up, from empty fields to building houses. So I'm pretty proud of being able to have a dream of being able to do that and see it through. So
Wonderful. Cindy?
I would have to say my proudest personal moment, was I was actually sitting in a luxury home training at KW, and Brent delivered a check to me. And I remember opening up that check and going, oh my God, I'm completely debt-free from this check. And that was the moment I realized this is where I'm supposed to
$500 check.
It was not. It was $12,000, and I remember texting James, and we all kind of had some tears. But the moment when you're debt free is a pretty proud moment in life.
Woo! That's a good one. Good job.
I've got a couple of them. I think one of the greatest achievements I've had were the people that I actually got to train and help in real estate. I'd had such good coaching for 8 years with Mike Ferry to be able to give that to my agents. And I've seen, people that were, I'll just mention some names. Jack Pazimski in Cambria, that owns his own brokerage now, went from being a gas station attendant to his first year making $150,000 to, by the 3rd year, he was making over $500,000 a year. And, when you see those types of achievements, I've seen that in 6 of my agents over the years, and that I look back on those friendships and those relationships, and I just feel so honored to be able to contribute to their lives. So
awesome.
I'd say that's one of my biggest achievements. And I think the other is really, it's not an achievement, it's just something I do that really makes the difference in my mindset every day going into, working with whatever client I'm blessed with to have work with me that day. But it's that I say a prayer every morning, and I pray, God, today, lead me to someone that you love that needs my help. And I've been doing that for 12 years, and my business is bigger today than it's ever been. I'm doing less deals but making more money. I'm closing, most of my deals are double-ended, and they're mostly at 10%, so I'm very blessed. So I can tell you that
He does a lot of land.
I do a lot of land and commercial. And
That's
so,
the fee on land, 10%.
Yeah, 10%. So, but it's really the mindset going in, because I don't really care whether I close a deal that day as much as I'd love to. What I really care about is the relationship that I'm building with my client, and I'm really engaged in what's important to them and where they want to go with their life. And it's never about the deal, it's about the relationship with the client. And
Yep.
it's about how deep and how much they need my help that day. And sometimes it's family counseling. Sometimes it's, nudging them in a direction other than what they thought they were going to go. But I constantly tell them, paint me a picture of what's really important to you, and please add layers of color to that picture so that I can really get clarity on what's important to you. And I do that with the husband and the wife, and I find that when you do that, those clients will start really laying it out there, and all of a sudden you hit all the hot buttons. You know exactly where to take them, and I go, I got the property. And usually I show 2 or 3 properties and I close. That's really rare for me to go beyond that. So
I have 2 questions for you before you let the mic go. How many years were you in Mike Ferry coaching? How many years?
8 years.
8 years. How important was that to your career?
It was absolutely critical. It was the most important thing that I did.
What does it cost an agent here? We have nothing to do with Mike Ferry coaching. I'm a fan of all coaching. I don't care. Cindy here is joining Workman's coaching out of Utah. Is it Workman? Is that what it's called? Workman, Mike Ferry, Joe Stump, Brian Buffini, whatever coaching. If you're with Keller Williams, MAPS coaching, get a coach. But you just heard the man say, Vital, 8 years he paid for coaching. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Alan. And Cindy, yeah.
So I think twofold. I love just helping my clients, much like him, all of you guys in this room. And so just recently I met some people at an open house. They were, the dad was a vet, and they were homeless. It's a long story how they ended up that way, and they'd been working with an agent who just wasn't connecting them with a home, and I didn't even know that at the time, but I had them in escrow in a house by the end of the week, and got them into a home. And so just the reward, he just called me on Memorial Day and said, you've changed our lives, just thank you so much, tears. Thank you for honoring, my husband was a vet, so we have a big heart for them. But second fold, just the reward this year, my husband and I set a goal to be able to go see our parents and our kids whenever we wanted to. We have 3 grown children, 1 at home. And so just the reward of having a full pipeline, homes in escrow, where I could pay. Our daughter just got married in Santa Barbara County, and we paid for that cash. Just the change in our life, being able to pay, stay out of debt, and be able to move forward with our lives and bless the people around us that mean the most to us. And so that is a reward for me. I know for everybody it's different. Might be a boat, condo in Hawaii. For me, it's my kids, my parents, being able to love on them freely, and the people around us, our friends too. So
Awesome. Great. Give her a hand. That's very good. So I'm going to ask for a 1-word answer from you, rapid fire across the way here. And for you, it's going to be, the question is, what was your best income in real estate? Just for fun, I'd like to know your best year in real estate. No. For you, you're going to sell 20 homes this year, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you estimate you'll earn your second year in real estate, your second full
my
year?
second year, I would like to
You're
earn.
going to hit that goal, and that'll earn you.
Okay, 150.
Give her a hand, 150,000. It's not bad for a second year. How many 150,000 are your jobs are out there right now, right? Isn't that amazing? And you want it, go earn it. Go ahead.
Best year in real estate so far, $1.28 million. This year I'm on pace for $1.5 million.
Nice.
My highest has been 250.
Yeah, that's awesome.
1.2 million.
That's awesome. Give him a hand. So, by the way, both of our moms here, they are constantly with their kids and family, and so that is awesome that you're able to balance that. I mean, I see them constantly doing that. Yeah, these guys have no life; they just work. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're amazing. You know them both. I love them dearly. I'm too much of a teaser. Okay, so next question: what did you do right in your first few years of real estate? When you start out, what was the thing you did that was right, that worked? We're going to do the next question will be, what did you do that was wrong? But real quick, across there, what did you do right?
work and have a commitment to just working. I worked 7 days a week. What I did wrong? Okay.
I guess what I did right was just implemented everything Brent taught me. It took me to where I am today.
I hired my first assistant. That took me from 13 sales to over 20. So
The first thing I did right, both times in Montana and here, surrounded myself with a great team. So the broker I was connected to in Montana was amazing, very much like Brent. And then here, just blessed to be with a team just to help nurture and guide you.
Very good. By the way, for those of you that are old enough, this is my Phil Donahue moment. So, and only the young millennials have
You're
no idea
better than Phil.
what I just said. Okay. All right. So, what did you do wrong? What were some mistakes you did wrong your first few years that if you had to do over, you would have not done first few years?
I think looking back, just not having certain systems in place to handle the volume of business.
So not having the systems in place, and you were kind of like a snowball going down the mountain. Doing your own trend disclosures.
You start doing work that's not income-generating activity, and it kind of slows you down.
Okay.
I'm sure my first mistake was a contract situation, right? Because you just want to get people in escrow, so you're just like, doing. So I think mine was literally like missing a signature on a super important. But I learned right away you can always take care of it. Like that's why you need good people around you to help you correct. And so
Your best friend taught you a lot, which would be Krista Proctor. I know she has no idea.
I know.
you're on
But
stage.
Krista Proctor super helped me, and having people like that you can just call or text right away and just say, "Hey, save my hiney here."
Oh yeah. Hey Rob in the back there, take a picture of your wife and text it to Krista Proctor. She'll love this. Okay, Alan. Biggest mistakes the first few years that if you had to do over, you would like to avoid.
I would have spent more time at my kids' ball games.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer. Come on, just make something up. She didn't make any mistakes, but just
I
think
did
of
have to buy a washing machine one time.
All right. Okay, can't think of it. Okay, that's good. Okay, so next question. If you had to start over and I deposited you in Miami, Orlando, Denver, Phoenix, Seattle, Portland, Boise, anywhere USA, what would you do to get your business up and running? Because there are people here that are at a dead stop. And I always love this question when I would attend these. What would you do to get yourself up and running overnight? What would you do? Go. Quick answers.
Find an open house, be purposeful, hit it hard, and meet people, get them in contract.
Okay.
Open houses and milk route all the local businesses in your neighborhood.
Okay.
I'd probably circle prospect around every good listing that came on the market on a daily basis because there's always 5 or 10 or 15 new listings that come on every day, and it's very easy to circle prospect around those. And
Okay, real quick for the audience, raise your hand. Be honest. We're learning here. I don't think a lot of people know what circle prospecting is. Raise your hand if you don't know what circle prospecting is around a new listing. Half the room. So I want you to explain what that is.
so basically, if you don't have the phone numbers of the adjacent neighbors and the people within the immediate area around a good listing that comes on that's well priced, you'd immediately just go out and door knock those and take a flyer of that and make it like it's your own. It doesn't have to be yours. Even if they ask the question, gee, I see that's Remax and you're EXP or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're not going to say that. Don't worry about what they're going to say.
So what would you say? You knock on my door. You've got a Coldwell Banker listing, and you're promoting it. You can make flyers of anybody's listing, and you don't have to put Coldwell Banker. Hit MLS, make flyer.
Yeah, make flyers.
And MLS will brand you if you're here from Lions, it'll brand Lions on that listing. And you guys with me? It's not MLS does it for you, and you can hand those out. What would you say to me?
I would just say, hey, Brent, I don't know you, but anyway, just say, hey, I don't know if you saw the listing down the street that just came on the market.
I did not.
Gosh, the sign's barely gone up. I just wanted to get out to the neighborhood, give them first opportunity to pick their new neighbor, and I was just wondering if you know someone figure that you might know someone in the that wants to move into this area.
Actually, we want to move, and we need a listing agent.
Great. Well, I'm obviously the guy. I'm here now. Let's
Awesome.
get it done.
Okay, Houdini. Okay, good.
So
now,
I would-
real quick, though, I got to stop him. Sure. So you grab the phone, grab the mic, microphone. That was short lingo. Phone. You said if you don't have the phone numbers, door knock. How would they get the phone numbers if they wanted the phone numbers?
The first thing that I typically do before I'd go door knocking around an existing, good listing is I'd immediately try to find out who all the neighbors are. So I'd pull a list of that, doing some sort of a search online with your MLS, pull up the phone numbers, and then, or not the phone numbers, but the names. And then if you can grab some of the phone numbers by just Googling the name and grab a few phone numbers, you can make those calls, but that's really the lazy way, and it's the one that takes the longest. And you're giving your competition time to go out and beat you to the punch by going and going door knocking. So I would just door knock it, and then obviously it's an old Mike Ferry script, but basically if you've talked to the neighbor about and they don't have a friend or somebody who's wanting to come into the neighborhood, you just say first of all I find out their name and I say, look, Betty, I'll tell you, a lot of times when a new home comes on the market, it first comes on the market, a lot of new traffic is drives into the area to check out the new listing because it's well priced. And during that time we find that usually 2 or 3 more homes in that area will sell based on that new traffic coming into the market. So it's really important that if you thought you might be interested in selling your property, that you get it out there right away because you've got all that extra traffic you can take advantage of, because not everybody likes the same color, the same floor plan. This is a great opportunity. When do you think you might be interested in selling your home? And then just start moving in that direction. So
very good, very good.
Okay, new area. I would re-download Brent's book Momentum, and then I would just implement that and do open houses every weekend and during the week.
So I think I heard 2 open houses. He would circle call, and you would, what was yours? What? What was the topic? What? Milk routing? Tell me what it is. Did I miss that?
So if you guys don't know what milk routing means, it means you go out to local businesses. So what I would go out to do is I would go out to local businesses and then say, hey, I work with a lot of new buyers, especially where we live coming in from the Bay Area. And I like to give them a list of, some of the great things in our neighborhood. So recently I just went to a dance studio and said, hey, I hear you're the -- dance studio around. You used to choreograph with the Kings. Do you have is there anything I could do to help your business? We've developed a relationship. She just hosted my last customer appreciation night. I'm selling a house for the hip hop instructor. And I'm actually speaking at one of her mastermind events. So just going and asking local businesses, what can I do for you? And in return, they're going to give you business. If you show you care, they're going to give it that reciprocal right back to you. So it's called milk routing in the core training.
I've heard of milking a rattlesnake. But
no. So yeah, so like a milk route. You go around,
Same
so you
thing.
take it, like I would go into a shopping center and I would hit every single shopping center. There was even a point we did a coupon book, and it was just a coupon book that I would give to all my new buyers. And I would just say, what can you offer them? And if it was just $5 off, of a local dry cleaning or a local liquor store, free bag of ice, it doesn't matter. They're appreciative that you're advertising their business. In return, they're going to give you business eventually.
Love it, love it. Okay, good. We're going to do one more question, then I'm going to open up from questions from the audience. It could be anything goes here, and make it count, and don't be shy. Last question, then we'll open it up for you guys. I have more questions for them, but I want this to be more interactive. Last question is, what is your strength, i.e. your superpower in real estate? What makes you, if you could nail it down, there's a lot of things, but if you could say, what is your number one gift, strength that has made a difference for you, what would that be, your superpower in real estate?
I have a pretty outgoing personality. I talk to everyone, and I have an ability to pretty much connect easily with people.
After this.
Mine would be knowledge. I did come from the housing industry, the construction end of it, which really sets me apart from other agents because I know a lot about construction. I could walk into a house and tell someone how much it would cost to fix the problems that are currently in there.
That's good.
I'd say mine is belief, my belief system. I believe very firmly that the person that was brought to me today was directed to me, and that's the way that I live my life. So based on the fact that someone is there in front of me that actually made it through to be able to meet with me that day, that means that they were brought to me for a purpose. So I'm very much purpose-driven, looking for what's important to them, what they're really there for, and how I can be a solution, part of the solution.
Very good.
I would say passion and just care for people. Genuinely want to help them.
Very good. And that people pick up on that from you, Cindy, right? Very good, very good. Okay, Q&A time from the audience. Yes, over here.
I am who I am. It's just me, myself.
I do have a full-time transaction coordinator and assistant as well. And
Do you have any agents that
yeah,
work
I
for
have
you?
agents. I moved my whole brokerage over to EXP, but I have agents, and I have a team. Dan here is my team leader. Raise your hand, Dan. There you go. So Dan we have a buyer's agent team that does handle transactions. I don't count the buyer's agent's transactions as mine. They work as their own buyer's agent, and we just split whatever percentage on that. But these are my numbers. These are my, yeah.
They're trying to see if they should hit the BS button on you guys or not. I was like, where's she going with this? I get it.
Same thing.
I get
It's just me. It's just me all by myself, and I do have a transaction coordinator. That's it. Yeah, just all by
You're
myself.
rich
Yeah.
too.
Just at this time, just a transaction coordinator and buyer's agent.
Nice, nice.
Just one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move the questions. You don't get to ask them all. I love you, but we're going to keep going. Yes.
I think the question was, what would you do in a new market? Was that the
Is
last?
that the question? What would you
Okay.
do in a new market?
I said I would download Brent's book, which Krista told me about. Yep. So I would download that and implement that and do open houses. Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry.
I don't remember where.
If you can think of the question,
Yeah. Sorry, my friend. Yes. Momentum. The name of my book is Momentum. You can get it at BrentGoveResources.com. BrentGoveResources.com. Okay. Yes, yes. Donna. Real quick, rapid fire.
Okay. Saturday, Sunday, I do sometimes 10 to 4, 10 to 5, 12 to 4, but weekends usually.
Okay.
I don't do open houses.
Okay.
I've switched mine. I always do Saturday and Sunday. Most people are doing them 1 to 4, so I like to be the first one open. So I do 12 to 3 now. So the house is packed right at the beginning of the open house.
Nice, nice.
If I'm going to set up an open house for myself, I would 11 to 3, 11 to 4. I have a strong belief that, a lot of times Saturday and Sunday are the only times agents are out doing open houses. And oftentimes it's the only time they're actually implementing in their business. So one of the main questions that I have for people is, how much time are you putting into your business? And if Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, you don't really have anything going on, then at least put in part-time hours and work 20 hours over the weekend.
It's good.
So spend
good.
10 hours a day in an open house.
Nice. Mike in the back. Oh, yes, Donnie, one more question. Anyone found that
Yes,
productive?
absolutely. Anytime I have a listing near a school, my open house starts on a Friday at 3 o'clock. And then if it's somewhere near a major road, I will do Friday starting about 4:30 because I'm hitting all the people getting off work going home.
Good, very good. And we don't all have to answer the question if you have a burden. Anybody else from that one? We're good. Mike, you raised your hand in the back there. Mike Cabras. I see you stretching. You were like, oh, okay. All right, other questions, the audience. Yes, yes. Pound on the door, yell fire. They will come. Anybody want to answer the question seriously?
I would say absolutely. For me, it's always been mornings. I usually start at 9 o'clock and go till about 11:30 for prospecting. And I can say I'm not as consistent like I used to be, but boy, I would call in the afternoon. People have already kicked the dog. They've already had a bad day. You know, something's gone wrong in their day by the afternoon. So the mornings are always better for me.
Can I tell a story on you? So my husband, Rob, and I were at Alan's office. Rob was doing a presentation for them on media stuff. And he actually has a sign on his door. Can I tell on you? It says, "Please do not interrupt me. I am making prospecting appointment."
He was protecting my time.
So I was like, this guy takes his phone calls seriously. Like,
The last guy I saw that did that was named Chris Heller, who went on to become the CEO of Keller Williams Realty. And he's famous for, you cannot reach him between 8 and noon. He just spends 4 hours every morning, doesn't care what happens after that, but he guards his 8 to noon, and he's just reaching, sold hundreds of homes in San Diego, made millions of dollars, and was so disciplined. That's a great one. Anybody else before we move on? Yeah, Mike. And you all don't have to answer the question. One or two of you can, or all of you can. So if you, 1 or 2 or 3 things you can do to put a home in escrow next month, right?
Do something, you know, do anything. What happens
Get
is
off
so
the
many
couch.
people sit down. So many people sit down and. Right. Well, definitely circle prospecting would be something, but I would pick up the phone and call any expired listing, you know. I would say expired listings for sell by owners through Craigslist. Look on Craigslist, guys. It is an unbelievable resource. I would tell you that close to 80% of all my leads come from Craigslist. Just look my name up. Just go into Craigslist Gold Country and put Alan Savage in the sidebar. And it gives you an idea. I'm mostly land. That's mostly what I do, but I do have houses and, you know, big ranch properties and things. But anyway, the point is, take a look at it and just use that as a resource. It is a very powerful resource. It leads you. You can't put links to Craigslist, but it definitely is. Like I have a following that just follows me on. I don't even have a website anymore other than my KV Core thing. But I'm telling you, it's really that powerful. Forget Zillow, all that other stuff. Craigslist is powerful. I do that. And the other thing you could do is you could also, let's say you have one interested buyer in a property. That buyer is telling you what to prospect for. Get a buyer's agent agreement with that buyer and then advertise their name. I call it reverse advertising. I would then say, hey, I've got a buyer looking for X, and I would put it, in the old days, in the black and white print days, I would put a black and white ad. I'd put a white lettering with black background in the classifieds. That tells you how old I am. So I would do that, and I called that reverse prospecting. Basically, what I was doing is I was trying to promote my buyer and tell the sellers that weren't listed or those that had just expired or were thinking about selling that I have a buyer interested in something that was like theirs. And I got calls from sellers, and I listed a lot of properties that way. So I'd do something like that.
I would say definitely open houses. Next one would be making videos. I think it's really important. Tom talked about that. It's amazing. I just closed 2 recently just from a Facebook video, just honestly stupid little videos that they make. It doesn't matter, but they were 2 people that I went to high school with who I didn't really speak with in high school. Saw me through social media, contacted me, just closed 2 $800,000 cash houses from them. So videos, I think, are really important. And also, most of my business is referrals. So touching basis with those referrals, I send out gifts. And it doesn't have to be very expensive gifts, but every time I send out a gift, it will always turn into another buyer because you're reminding them of who you are.
Okay. Are you going to do it?
I would say get out and find an open house to do. Be purposeful. Be out selling yourself. Try to capture buyers that way. Another great thing to do is look for new construction in your neighborhood. And Saturdays and Sundays, you're going to see people coming and going. And so you can catch people, say hello to people, meet people, even go in and make friends with the sales reps.
Yep. Okay, I got to chime in. You're going to love this. Who wants to know about the unopen house? Anybody? How would you like to show properties every night between $600 to $1 million every night? Every one of you starting tonight. Anybody on board? You want to know how to do that? This is brilliant. So when a property hits the market, say in Loomis for $800,000, or Whitney Ranch, which is a very desirable area of Rockland, for $700,000, or the Promontory out in Folsom for $900,000. These are super desirable areas. When it hits the market, people see it. It comes on Redfin, Homes.com, Realtor.com, Zillow, Purple Brand. It's just coming up everywhere, right? What do people do when they get off work? They go look at them. Here's what I've noticed. If I was you, the unopened houses, you call the listing agent and you call like Alan, tell me all about this. Cindy, tell me all about this. Andrew, tell me all about this. And what's the seller's motivation? Why is it on the market? What can you ask them a million questions? And I'm going to try to find you a buyer. Don't tell them you're going to do this. Then go park in front of that listing tonight. And park there around 5 o'clock. People will start pulling up, get out, looking. And I go, oh, hey. You checking out this home? Yeah. And I go, oh, well, I'm an agent. If you want to go in, I'll take you in. All day, every home. You'll pick up. Now, your clients are all $600 to $1 million now. Forget your current price range. You could do this every single night, not put out a sign. It's not against the law. You're not violating law. And you will kill it every night. What do you think? The unopened house. The unopened house. By the way, I made that up when I was here. It's good, though. It's good, right? It's good. I've done it before a few times. Because how about this? Has anyone been showing that new listing? Other people show up, but it's awkward. You have your client. You're like, well, come in. Like, you're with us. You property. And then they say a word that's not nice. Because you're like two-timing, right? Wait a minute. We're here to show us. You're like, well, come on in and give me your name and number. And you're with them. What if you were just there and you're making calls, hanging out? People will show up. Now, if it's an ugly house, make sure it's a good location. How do you think that would work? I promise you it will work. And I've done it on accident. Yes, Daryl. No, yeah, you're going to get busted. That's overly done. No, do not do that. If you're with EXP, no. Anybody else, go ahead. I don't care. But I don't want that rap. Okay? Yes. No. Don't. It's pushing it too much. I like it, but no, that's crazy. Yes. No. It's a vacant. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes. These are not occupied out. Let's go on in, These are, I forgot to say that. These are vacant homes that hit the market. Now, you could do a few, hey, I'd like to preview the property at 5 o'clock, and I'm hoping to bring a client in between 6 and 7. Do you mind if I show it tonight? I want to get there early at 5, and then I'm hoping to preview it at 6 10. What you're not telling me is it's a total stranger off of the road, right? And they go, well, he's going to try to preview it and show it, and you've got an appointment, and you can actually go into an occupied house. You with me? Come on, let's get creative. How bad do you want it? Yeah, it's good. All right, one person likes it. That's good. All right, let's keep going. One more question, then we'll go back to our questions. Yes? Yep. Love it. Very good. Are we getting some good stuff here? Be scrappy, you guys. Be scrappy. You got to want it. Okay, next one. What do you, I want to know your take, each one of you four, on the current market. Where are we today? What's the market like right now? Where do you see it this summer, this fall? If you want to go as far as talk about next year, go ahead. Real quick, as fast as you can. Boom, 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 across the front.
Well, we just came from a Fastly price point market that was raising. I think now we're seeing a little bit of a leveling.
I kind of go with what Ryan Lundquist said. You know, we used to be going at 80 miles an hour. We're going at 30 miles an hour right now.
That's a good one. I like that.
The market is always hot. That's the way I feel. I create markets by figuring out niches that people are looking for, and I don't list ugly. So I only list pretty properties. I don't list unpretty people. I don't list with people that are hard to work with. So I really value my time. But I will say that the market's always been good for me. You know, it doesn't really matter whether it's a good market or a bad market. I focus a lot on investment real estate as well. So investors buy when the market's down, they sell when the market's high. So if you're constantly planting a seed of investment with the people that you're working with, you're going to find that, you know, you're going to develop investors. And you can utilize retirement plans, self-directed IRAs, those kinds of things to get people interested in investing in real estate if they've never done it before. There's other areas you can start tapping into. If you really have questions on that, give me a call. I'd be happy to give you some pointers.
By the way, if you have a land listing in the foothills and you know you're over your head with the 10 or 20 acres or 50 or 100, call this man. He has sold thousands of land. He's a master of the Sierra foothill land business. If you need help, partner with Alan. And there you go. So shameless plug for you, Alan. Go ahead, Cindy.
Well, I'm the newbie, but lots of first-time home buyers are really wanting to buy, and the last few I've had have been multiple offer situations still. So they've had to have their cash, you know, everything ready to go, and we got them into a house, but multiple offers still in that a little bit lower price bracket.
Awesome, awesome. Real quick, rapid fire. How important is your peer group? Real quick, how important is your peer group?
Everything.
Who are you hanging out with, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, really, really critical. Find your niche and stay in your lane. I really find that staying in a particular lane, I can still jump over and do other things, but I always have consistent business.
Surround yourself with people that know more than you, so you're always learning.
Peer group, very important. We all need each other to get deals done.
Beautiful. Oh, my gosh. I had a 1:30 call. They're calling me right now. Oops. I'm like, why is he calling me? That's why. Okay. Well, sorry. All right. Next question. Real quick. How important is leverage? And what's the one thing you've done with leverage that made the biggest difference for you?
Spend time with my kids. I've been able to coach my children and just be present in their lives.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. The leverage is, you know, we get to, remember, you get to control the times that you go out with your clients, so it's really important that you spend time with your family. I could definitely say I'm someone who got overwhelmed where business became over family, and it became a very stressful situation where I've learned to switch that around. So making sure you schedule time for not only yourself, your clients, and your family.
I would say it's probably planting a seed of investment with every client that I ever meet with, whether it's a buyer or a seller. I'm always looking for the deal beyond the deal, so it's not about the initial deal. Sometimes that's the small one. Sometimes you find out that they have $400,000, $600,000 in a retirement plan that could allow them to buy a piece of investment real estate. And the other thing is planting a seed in them that, look, I'm not just working to sell you a home. I'm looking for the opportunity to be able to serve you for the rest of your life. As long as I'm in real estate, I hope I'm your guy. I hope I earn the right to be that person for you in the future. And by teaching you things and giving you concepts that allow you to go to the next level financially, I'm really hopeful to stay in your life, stay in your family's life, and earn your trust so that I can move forward. Moving forward, we can do a lot of business together, and it's a symbiotic relationship for both of us. I get to meet you, your family, your friends, and earn the right to serve you. And you're going to be feeding my family, and I appreciate that. So that's what I do.
For me, being new to the business and new to this area, the people that, like, just knowing Cindy and people from Brent's office has been, Krista, my friend, Krista Proctor, has been super helpful because I can leverage my, like, they have so much experience. It helps me be more confident. And I know I can just call them, say, hey, I don't know that, but let me find out. And I'll get right back to you. And so just listening. So for me, that has been a huge game changer, just leveraging those relationships. It's super important. I couldn't have done it without them. So
And one thing that has made Brent successful is if he says he's going to help you, he's going to help you. So that's why he's off the stage. He said he was going to help that person, and he really wants to help that person. And I think that's what makes a realtor really valuable, is those people that just say, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. Hey, we're just going to keep Q&A while Brent's out there taking that call. And so next question. These are amazing questions. Everybody learning something here? This is awesome stuff. And so, yes, next question.
I typically ask them a question, like just let them start telling you what's important to them, one-liners, what would I say?
So the question was, what's a quick hook to interest somebody so they don't just want to hang up on you? What are some things that you've learned to say over time?
Yeah, if I know that they're like motivated, for instance, to get their property sold quickly, then I'll start talking to them about things that would actually engage them to want to do that. Like if you said, gee, I want to get my home sold quickly, but then we're talking about price, that kind of thing. If we were already on to price and they're wanting this big price, first of all, I'm not going to talk price, when I'm first talking to them on the phone, but I would just say, it's really important to make sure your property is priced at the right level so that you can engage someone to want to actually purchase your home in a short period of time. But the one-liner would probably be, well, you are aware that interest rates could be on the rise, in the near future, so obviously time is of the essence to get your home, sold quickly. We need to be priced correctly. The other thing would be things like what would it be? Let's see, if someone was going to, God, I could go into 20 scenarios.
Yeah.
It's like if we just had a conversation, I'd be able to just spell it out.
And plus, I think she was talking about cold calling, too, which ups the ante because you don't know what their needs are.
True. Cold calling, I don't do a whole lot of that. I do more of the, people that have already been warmed up to me. They've already called me in the past, and I'm just returning calls a lot of times or calling my old base. So cold calling is, I would talk to them about their specific market, and I don't know, I'm just going to pass.
Sorry, I've never made one cold call in my whole career. I'm a relationship. I do everything on referrals and a lot of relationship-based stuff. So, yeah, I've never made one cold call.
I think it's really going to depend on who your target audience is. And if you have a specific target audience, you can cold call them and ask questions. I was in the mortgage industry before I was selling real estate. And I used to call on 1% interest rate loans. And oftentimes people don't want to talk to you, especially when they're in the middle of dinner. But when you tell them that you're concerned about the 1% interest rate that's coming to jump here in the next month or so, and a lot of times during that time they weren't prepared or they didn't know or they weren't even aware, you can ask questions. But that was what I was doing for mortgage cold calling, is calling about the 1% interest rate that's coming up to expire in August. Do you have a plan for that? And or sometimes people don't have time, and especially when you throw something like that out there, all of a sudden whatever it is they're doing may drop. But I think it just depends on who your target is.
Yeah, let's go to the next question here. So what he's saying, if you can't hear him, he's saying that one of the things that's worked for him is start with an apology. So they're not on the defensive. I just say, I'm so sorry for interrupting you right now. I just wanted to make sure X, Y, Z, whatever you're doing. So that's a good tip from somebody that's done a lot of cold calling. Question, you had one right in front of him. Did you have a question still? Did you forget it? It's okay. Maybe define attract versus chase. So just find it while they're thinking. So you're saying how do you transition from having to chase to going referral based? So was there, let me ask it this way, was there a moment where you felt like you started shifting from, cold calling, all the things, to you just felt a shift to referral based business, and was there anything that you felt like made that move for you?
I think over time, you're going to be able to build your business. But I think initially, having confidence when you speak to people, and also showing value, experience, and just belief in yourself, I think it tracks, and therefore, people will be drawn towards you, and you'll have maybe an edge over your competition if you have that sense of confidence when you engage with people.
Do you think a CRM has helped you with that piece?
Definitely, the CRM absolutely, keeps me in contact with, past clients and leads that come in.
So statistics are 97% of realtors aren't using a CRM. So that would be one piece right there that everybody in the room could put into. So was there, I know you do a lot of referral business. Was there a shift there for you?
It's really, once you start taking excellent care of your clients, they're going to remember that, and that referral business will just turn on like that. It just happens real quick, and it may be doing something a little outside what we're supposed to do. Perfect example, I just got a call on Saturday, a past client, hey, my mom's thinking of moving to Sun City, can you show her a house? Had a 90th birthday party to go to. Yep, I will be there. Went and showed her a house, went in contract the next day. We're 7-day closed cash, and inspections were already done, but one of the sinks, she was worried it was clogged. So do you know what I did yesterday? I went over there with Drano, unclogged the drain for her, just showing that extra service, because that is going to mean everything to them. This one client, this is my 4th referral in the past 6 months for them. So just going over and beyond, even if it's not the scope of our duty, but showing them that you care is going to go a really long way.
I just have a couple of things. First of all, pictures are so important, and I found that, so many people, I'm a land guy, so, what do? You take a few pictures of the land or whatever. But I actually go, like, if I have a trickle of water coming down a little stream, I'm in the middle of that stream, and I'm taking a picture from way down here. If there's flowers in a field, and it's a nice grassy field, I'm going to get down in there with the flowers, and I'm going to give people the experience of laying down in that grass and enjoying that grassy view and those pretty flowers. And I think that, and also a sunshiny day is really important, to take your pictures with the best light possible. I think those are all important things, but really the one that's coming to mind is making sure that you have listings. Stop being a buyer's agent mentality, because buyers take you about 3 times as long on an average to close as it does to get a listing. When you've got your skill set up as being a strong listing agent, you go into a market that's moving like this year. And I mean, I've seen the most growth in my business in a short period of time this year, because I went in with about 45 to 50 listings going into the year. And when you go into a market like that and you've got the inventory and the market starts driving, it takes off. And it's like
a $1.5 million a year, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, this is like my 3rd career, and I think knowing yourself well helps a lot. Like, I'm super passionate, but I can overwhelm people easily, and so sometimes, like, at an open house, I have to, take a breath, because I can actually push people away and overwhelm them. And so I just know, like, I've learned that the hard way. And so I think sometimes we don't take the time to kind of dial ourselves in a little bit too, and just say, hey, maybe, and I know you're talking about, in a different way, but I think that can also help us just be better agents, knowing who we are too and how we were created and tend to communicate. So
Awesome. Did everybody get to answer that question? Give them a hand. They did a great job on our pounds. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Thank you.